Hey everyone, welcome to the Process Podcast. This is a podcast where we talk about the process of following Jesus. I am, I guess let me back up. This is the first episode, so it's technically episode 1, but we're calling it episode 0 because we've never done this before. I've never done this before. We don't know what this is going to look like. But today, I'm interviewing my friend Eric to talk about his relationship with Jesus, talking about how the world looks at identity and what is identity, and then his experience in ministry and giving people some insight on whether or not they should be in ministry. So, we're going to get started. Hello, how are you doing?
I'm great.
Good.
Yeah, no, it's fun.
What's your full name?
My full name is... I haven't been asked that for...
I don't know. Just... Yeah.
My name is Eric Daniel Krebs.
Eric Daniel Krebs. Eric, the thing that I had on here was how did we meet? Because I think that the story of how you and I met is a great story, and we had a weird interaction in the beginning, and then we've become great friends. So
don't let first impressions or second impressions or third impressions define how things might turn out.
Yeah. So you can share how we met, and then when you get to the part that we know, then I'll share what I thought, and then and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, for sure. So the way that we initially met, both of us were joining a church plant, but Brice knew a mutual friend of ours, and because we were states apart, we had to kind of meet people online. And so you joined our Zoom call. I don't even think, it wasn't Teams or anything.
It was a Zoom in your house.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, it was your
house.
That's right.
It was our house. Small little house. Oh man.
Yeah.
House. But yeah, so we did a Zoom call, and connected with Brice and Haley online. And, I think it was maybe a day or two later, my wife and I were talking, and we were like, oh, we should try to get to know Brice and Haley, so that they're a part of this stuff before, before we're out there, because it was going to be a year, if not more,
at that point in time,
before we moved to Arizona. And we were still in Illinois, and so I don't know, we just I have no qualms about getting to know people, and so I was just like, hey, let's play some games online or something. I don't even remember.
No, that's what you were like, let's play a card game online. And I was like, first of all, how do you play a card game online? Does everyone need to buy the game that you want to play? Because I'd never done that before. But this was coming in a place where I had just become a believer probably 4 months before that. Very new believer. And then on top of that, I just gotten out of a pyramid scheme with the people. Okay, then it would have been longer than 4 months. I had only been a Christian for about a year at that point. But then I was in a MLM, to be technical. And I remember when you asked me hey, do you guys want to play games? I felt weird because when I was in the MLM, they taught that you shouldn't connect with other people from other legs. I know if you've never been in it, you don't understand what that means, but I initially had met with a mutual friend named Cliff, and I was like, is he trying to steal me away from Cliff? And it just felt so weird. In the moment, I was like, oh, I'm just not gonna say anything, because first of all, who does this guy think he is? Second of all, I don't want to disrespect Cliff by hanging out with this guy. That's how warped my brain was from that time. So
who does this guy think?
Yeah. And then so I just never said anything. And then you moved here eventually.
Yeah, we moved here June. I moved here June of 2022. My wife followed a few weeks later. I don't remember how long it was before we started. I don't know. I think I went almost immediately to this 4th of July party or something.
Yeah,
we connected there.
You got in that day.
Oh, that day.
Yeah.
That day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you came to the pool party or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Because we had to drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then connected with everybody. It was the desert heat, so it was a little wild. But then also it was a really cool drive home. This is totally a side note, but fireworks are not legal to do in Arizona, I think, in many places. And
Oh, really?
yeah,
Lived
you
through
have
my whole
to
life. I didn't know that.
exactly. No, but people just ignore that, and so there's no hills here, so you literally can just see the fireworks show
Yeah.
everywhere. So I was driving home, and there was like 27 different fireworks shows. I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And then we got to our neighborhood, and there was like 16 different ones that were like on the roads that you had to like navigate through.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Shortly after that, anyway, I digress.
No, it's okay.
Shortly after that, I don't know, got your number or something.
No, we met. We were at
that
our
pool
mutual
party
friend's
thing.
house.
Yeah.
And I met you, and I was like, "Oh, this guy
Oh,
isn't
he's-
weird at all."
Well,
everybody that was there was like, "Oh, Eric's here," and I was like, "Oh, Eric is like loved. Like this isn't just like a weird person that it's just, like there's people like that in like a friend group where like
Yes.
he's just kind of weird." But like, yeah, we met, and then you got my number, and then we went to coffee.
For Silos.
Yeah, for
right?
Silos Coffee. Yeah, and then we
It's great.
talked and hung out, and then ever since then we
We
were
talked
friends.
in that coffee. We talked about how you thought I was crazy, and it was perfect. It was great.
Yeah, but so that was 4 years ago, 3 years ago,
4 years.
4 years ago. Yeah, so 4 years ago.
Almost exactly.
Oh yeah, 4 years ago in a couple months. Yeah,
Mhm.
So it's 4 years ago. Since then, Eric and I have spent a lot of time together, just as friends, working side by side in ministry, and all those things. So as we spend more time talking, I want to know, where does walking with Jesus start with you, or where did it start in your life? When did it become something that you first interacted with?
Yeah.
And then there was a day that you made a decision, I'm going to follow Jesus and I'm not turning back. When did that happen?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, so I grew up in a church. The church that I grew up in was not a doctrinally solid church.
What kind of church was it?
Oh, okay.
I don't.
I grew up in a Catholic church.
Okay, cool.
I
Yeah.
was.
I mean, if we get
Anyway.
flagged, it is what it is. Free speech. I don't know how any of this stuff works.
More of it
Let's
was
see
the
what-
audience.
I
Anyway.
know.
So I grew up in a church, though. It was a Catholic church, but our particular church,
Yeah.
I did not engage with many people there. My family particularly did not engage with faith people or anything specifically.
Mhm.
The entire reason we went to church was because the family goes to church,
That's what we do.
and that's just what you do. It's
Yeah.
what you're expected to do.
Mhm.
It's what matters. It's what's important. Like,
Yeah.
but you know.
Yeah.
So if I ask questions about God throughout the week, my parents maybe try
You're
to
going
stumble
above and beyond,
through
dude.
something, but yeah, like I remember being like a young kid, and then my best friend at the time was asking questions about like, oh, is like God real? And genuinely, I was like, oh, I've never thought about that. Excuse you.
Yeah. Sorry.
And I was like, oh, I guess like asking questions is okay.
Yeah.
And so I started asking like small questions. Of,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
what is the Bible? And I didn't know what I was expecting, I think.
Yeah.
But also my parents didn't really give me like a ton of engagement with that.
Mhm.
Just because they didn't have much of a, I don't know,
Yeah.
story with that too.
Yeah.
Right? So
they are going, and they both grew up Catholic as well.
no, my dad grew up Catholic.
Okay.
My mom grew up Southern Baptist, like conservative Southern
Okay.
Baptist. Yes.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
So
But were they? So
but
did they ever?
when my parents met and got married, she became Catholic.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
because-
But they never said did she ever say at one point like, I'm not saying that Catholics aren't born again. Listen, this is episode 0. I'm not trying to get controversial already. I'm just saying, we're just talking. Did she ever say that she was like a believer, or like she was born again or whatever?
Honestly, the conversation around faith just did not really
Okay.
exist. in
Okay.
our
Gotcha.
house.
Okay.
And so, regardless of where hearts were, which I don't know,
Yeah.
the day-to-day was not full of a walk with Jesus for
Yeah.
anyone in the household.
Yeah.
Yeah. So growing up in that, my perception of God was very much do the right thing, don't do the wrong thing.
Yeah.
You know, if you make mistakes, you've got to pay for them somehow. Like do more good than bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had this really weird theology of like when you die, you become an angel, and that's I
You
don't
play a
know,
harp for all
like
eternity.
and sit in the clouds.
Yeah.
And then there just wasn't much of a thought besides. But God was not a happy God. He was an angry God, expecting me to fail. Just kind of like just waiting for it to happen, you know. And then, 17 years go by, and my life's kind of a mess at this point, both because of myself and the external circumstances around.
Yeah.
My family's was not the most incredibly stable. Yeah. We had a lot of pretty hard family dynamics, and it led to, again, this is a lot me and some them. I wrestled with depression, suicidal ideation.
Yeah.
There was a lot of identity issues. There was just a lot of internal and external conflict from myself. But then there were some events that happened. A divorce started within my family. And man, I was like at a low point in my life.
Yeah.
And I had a coworker at that low point share the gospel with me. And it was super weird because it was really like not eloquent. And it was honestly really beautiful in reflection. Yeah. It was like, how in the world did God use that for
what did he say?
My heart? But he just literally okay, I worked with this guy one time.
Yeah.
And he like quit like the next day. So I was never going to work with him again. And he just at the end of our shift,
very good witness.
At the end of our shift, he just sat me down and was like, dude, are you okay? Like, what's going on? I can tell something's sitting. And I think God really just softened my heart and he poured it out on the table. Most of it, not all of it, a lot of it. And he just stares at me and he's like, man, that's not the life Jesus wants for you. I'm so sorry. And it was like compassionate and and beautiful, but there was no like reflecting on it. It's like there's no clarity of the gospel.
Yeah, no, not at all.
In terms of like how atonement happens or anything like that. Yeah. But there was so much clarity of the gospel in that like it is good news that Jesus does not want bad things for me. Because that was not my perception. Because when he said that, I was like, what? Like, I don't care. Like that's not been true my whole life. Like he doesn't care about me.
That goes back to like the God is always mad and God is waiting for you to fail. And so when you are failing, you automatically assume like, well, this is just like you're this is what happens when you live the life you live. Mm-hmm. And while that can be true, it's not how God looks at you in any way.
It's not what he hopes.
Yeah.
Like he delights in me.
Mm-hmm.
He delights to know me. He delights for me to know him.
Yeah.
Not expects me to fail. Sits there high and mighty to say, you did it again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He does expect us to fail, but not like.
Yeah. He's not waiting for you to fail so he can spank you. But from there, your friend says that.
Yeah. So he says that. And then, I don't know exactly what like the next point. Actually, you know what? So I was still in high school, but he was in a college ministry and he invited me to their weekly meeting.
Okay.
And in my mind.
So how old are you at this time?
17.
Okay. So this is youth or like.
It's college.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm a youth, but he's like, come to our college meeting. And I was like,
oh, shoot. Okay.
Here's the thing. I talked to like nobody ever. And I was super shy and quiet. And just like
that's not at all who you are today.
No, genuinely. If you think about who I am today, it's like the opposite. And that is, man, I wish like people from 20 years ago could see now because they would have a very visible witness of God changes your life.
Yeah.
Genuinely. And anyway, so he invited me to this college ministry thing, and I was like, I don't know, like I feel like this might be my only friend in my life, genuinely, because I didn't connect with people, and he seems to really care, but I don't care about this faith stuff. But you know what? Like, maybe I'll go.
Yeah.
maybe I'll make some friends, and my life, which seems like it's not worth living,
Yeah.
might feel different.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so God brought me there. It was Thursday nights. It was called The Source, and it was Crew. Um, and I remember I sat down somewhere next to nobody because I was terrified.
Yeah.
And this guy walks in and he introduces himself and he sits down for a little bit and he's like, "Well, I gotta go, lead worship now or whatever." And so he stands up and gets at the drum set and starts going. I'm like, wow,
Oh, dang.
like he cared
Yeah.
enough
Yeah.
to like
Yeah.
talk, like
He was the drummer?
he was the drummer. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And
Wow.
so
He interacted with you.
yeah,
Didn't know who you were, but
didn't
just
know who I
walked up
was.
to you and said, "Hey,
But
what's
but it
going on?"
was like it was people like that consistently making the effort to say like, I don't know you. And I think subconsciously, especially getting to know this guy later on, it's like
Yeah.
he was genuinely thinking, like, what does God have for this guy?
Yeah. Yeah.
And might I be a part of
Yeah. Yeah.
his story?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so you also like you're going from a family that is not stable. Probably you don't feel known in your family.
Yeah.
And you don't feel known by God. Well, you feel known by God, but in a negative way.
Right.
To people who are welcoming you, people who want to know you, and that's making you feel known, and then wondering, is this how God feels about me too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's somebody in our life now who says, one of the most important things that we can do is be interested, rather than be interesting.
That is so good.
And that is genuinely what people were showing interest in me. And it felt like the first time. Here's the reality. It was not the first time, but my heart was being softened to those things because God was doing his work behind the scenes to just shape my dead heart into something that was going to be alive. And so after 2-3 months of doing Bible studies with these people and just honestly like asking really dumb questions or not asking questions and being too afraid to like engage with things, but then God working in me in the secret space, like with him, where he's just like, tearing off the veil. And I at the end of that few months, I was like, wow, this is so real. This is not made up. This is genuinely life. And I've got to live for this. Like, this is like the word is true and good and beautiful and life-giving. And God sent his son to die for me, that he might defeat death, like ascend to heaven, and that I might too, eventually. And so, there was just a complete transformation of my heart in those few months. And in the middle of that few months, like such terrible things happened. Like the divorce got messier and family got more challenging, and certain aspects of decisions I was making were just really poor. But then also the Lord just decided to take that season, which did genuinely in so many ways feel like death, and use it to bring me into life.
It's like you were being broken down to the end of yourself.
And so Hosea 6, Hosea 3, this always really sticks with me. Ironically, I can't remember the verse.
You don't know the verse, but it really sticks with you.
Right. I believe it's Hosea 6, 1-6 or whatever, where God says, I will break you down, that I might bind you up. And in 3 days I'll raise you again. And it's just this beautiful picture of like he will do what it takes to rend your heart because he loves you. And that is the best thing for you. And it sucks. It sucks to go through it because it feels like death, but you're actually already dead, being brought to the reality. And anyway, so I like at the end of that 3 months, it was like the next week I started going to the church that I met our lead pastor in, who then planted the church out here. But it was, so I went to that church. We were a setup tear down, renting out of another church in an evening.
Gotcha.
And the pastor was on a screen. We called him Flat Darren. It was really funny. And it was such a backwards experience of church for me. Like to have technology in
I know,
service
yeah,
was
that's like
super
the
weird.
Catholic Church is just compared to your common non-denominational church
Yeah,
is like night and
it
day.
was well, it was literally, yeah, it felt like night and day because it was at night.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, it was so strange. But then I like learned that, oh, in a few weeks they're gonna do baptisms. I was like, I think I have to do that
Yeah, yeah.
now. And so they had like a little card, and I checked, hey, I'm new to the faith. I
Okay.
want to get baptized. I want to get connected.
Yeah.
And then our lead pastor reached out. We
Nice.
hung out in the house of the guy who shared the gospel with me. It's
Oh,
really,
wow.
it
Look
was
at
really
that. It all just comes
wild.
around.
I mean, I spent genuinely like days
Yeah,
in this
yeah.
house with
Yeah,
that
yeah.
guy. Because one thing that he did really well was just invited people in.
Yeah.
He just, hey, come hang out.
Yeah, come hang out.
My
Yeah.
house wasn't exactly the favorite
Yeah,
place for me to be,
yeah,
and
yeah.
so that home became a new sanctuary for me. People would like just play worship songs sometimes on the guitar and read their Bible, and it's the first time I saw somebody like willingly listen to a sermon outside of like a Sunday. I was just like, why are you doing
You're
that?
like,
What is this?
don't you know it's not Sunday anymore?
Yeah, you're like, what's the benefit of that?
Yeah.
He's like, so I
You're
can
like,
learn.
I'm actually walking with God. Yeah.
Just new categories. So
Yeah, yeah.
I met with him for like an hour. I don't even know if I said any words. I don't know what that was like for him.
Yeah.
I gotta imagine it was the weirdest conversation just because I don't think I was able to be super honest with anybody yet because I was still
Yeah.
so terrified of what people thought.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I think he was able to say, like, with confidence, okay, God has done a work in your life. We're going to get you baptized. Well, I know that he left in confidence because I got baptized.
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
would not have
Yeah,
been the
yeah.
person to let me do that if not.
Yeah.
So yeah, got baptized. Man, I spent a lot of time on that.
No, but that's good.
question,
Yeah,
but-
yeah, because that, I mean, you're showing where you were
Mhm.
when you meet Jesus, and then what, like, if you could kind of give a summary of from the time that so after you get baptized and then you start
Mhm.
growing in your faith,
Mhm.
how did you get to the place that you were at before you moved out here? So like how did that process
Lots of things that shouldn't have happened.
how did that process go? And then like what was when you decided like I'm moving out to Arizona to help plant a church, like what did that look like?
Yeah. Man, I think there were different catalyzers through the first maybe like 6 to 8 years that really impacted how I grew.
Yeah.
And so I'll try to talk about them in seasons. Otherwise we're going to be here forever. We don't have that time. And also there's, I don't know, no reason to ruminate on some of those things. So I was part of a college ministry for the first 3 years of my faith.
Yeah.
And that provided me with tons of opportunities of growth that I really shouldn't have had. Honestly, like my experience was nothing.
It's the best place to learn.
Yeah,
just do it.
Just figure it out. So it's really funny because so I went to this after I graduated, I had one semester where I did community college.
Okay.
Rather than the university I ended up graduating from.
Yeah.
Mostly because like my parents like divorce finalized, my dad moved, I was living with my mom, but like not really like you know, it was just a really hard season. But I went to this community college because it was really what I could afford.
Yeah.
And how the things were playing out. But I got involved with crew at this community college, and it had been like such a weird thing to like start at the community college is what I was being told, because most people like commute to there and nobody lives on campus and nobody's super close, but you know, but hey, like we're going to try and do Bible studies because people are here and we want to share the gospel with them. And so one of the first things was I got involved, like this was like 4 months after I met that guy and became a believer. And I was talking with the lead and 2 other Christian girls, so 3 women, and then it was me. And so they were like, we're going to start a Bible study. Okay. I was like, great. Yeah. What's that look like? And they were like, just like go invite people to a Bible study.
Yeah. And that's like you're literally walking up to people and
Yeah.
being like, "Hey guys, my name's Eric.
Hey,
I just became a
yeah.
Christian. You should come read your Bible with me."
Well, yeah. So, like, I think that would have been a really great way to do that. It actually happened with like two of us going up to people, and then one of the girls, women, I guess, had a lot more of good experience,
Yeah.
doing those things, and was a lot more prepared. And so she kind of taught me like how to have conversations with
Okay.
people.
Yeah.
Because again, this
Yeah.
was coming from
It's new. Yeah.
me who didn't talk to anybody and had no confidence. And so she was just like, just ask people,
Yeah.
and it's okay. Like if they say no, that's fine.
Yeah.
There are tons
Yeah.
of people here, and God's going to be working on somebody.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And so I saw her like face rejection from a couple people and was like, oh, she's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, she's okay. Like she's not crying. I am on the inside.
Wow, those people suck.
Well, and so I started like just talking to some people, and some people were really positive, and you could tell that they were like not interested, but they were just being nice. And then we, had a couple people who were like, oh, that sounds fun. Like, let's do that. That sounds great. So I was like, hey, come tomorrow. The Bible studies this time.
Yeah. Whatever. And that, like, were you getting mostly believers already or non-believers as well?
So I didn't really know how to distinguish
Okay.
those things,
Yeah.
right? Like being so new, it was just like, I think everybody's in process, right? And
yeah,
I don't know. In my eyes, the people who were interested already thought about the things of God.
Yeah.
And they weren't like, they weren't like I was, where I was like, I have no idea what's going on. And now I will, or whatever. They didn't have like a perceivable hunger.
Yeah.
Besides maybe for relationship,
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to answer that question in total truth, because like this was so long ago, but at the same time, like I do remember the Bible study we ended up having. Like I would say now, none of those people were believers.
Okay.
And it was cool.
Looking back on what you know now, and then what they knew at the time,
and besides the leadership, and maybe like one guy who ended up joining after.
Okay.
Like not that nobody ever.
Oh, there's a fly.
Hello.
Get away, or a mosquito, whatever that is. So mostly like wow, but that's cool though.
Yeah,
like you guys are starting Bible studies with people who are like interested in seeing these things.
It was super neat. And then like my friend led the Bible study, and then the lead came up and she was like, hey, next week do you want to lead the Bible study? I was like, yeah.
You're like
I could do it. She
sure.
I was like, oh, I could I could do that. And like 2 days later I was like, I can't.
Why did I say yes?
I can't. There's no way. So here's the great thing is God used that moment to humble me in a lot of ways. It was like, no, you can't do this.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I won't do this. But you know what I did?
Yeah,
I started listening to a bunch of sermons.
Nice.
I started reading more of like the scripture.
Yeah.
And then it's like I read the passage in Luke that I was gonna lead the Bible study on.
Yeah.
For a long time, through that week.
What do you remember the passage it was?
I think it was Luke 3.
Okay.
If I had my phone.
Like Luke 3, let's think.
Here's the thing.
This is John the Baptist, right?
I remember
Luke 3.
I remember the lesson we ended up talking about was loving your neighbor.
I was right, dude.
Hey,
John
look
3,
at you. It's probably more like Luke 7 or something.
Oh, really? I was gonna say
like the
John talking about
not quite. I don't know.
Talking about the people who are getting converted, and like they're asking him what they should do, and he says to those who have two shirts, you should give one to one who has none. No, okay. Well, that's okay.
I repent of my lies.
Yeah.
No, I do remember that like the intro was about like, hey, everyone is your neighbor.
Yeah.
Like you look right, you look left, you look in front of you. Like it's not just the people who live next to you.
The Good Samaritan.
Maybe maybe. Yeah. And so it was genuinely like life-changing for me, because I began to think of all 27 of those people that we just invited to this Bible study, they're my neighbor, and I want to love them, I want to care for them, I want them to know what I know, and it's just really cool, so
that is cool.
Anyway, so after like 3 years of stumbling through things like that within
Mhm.
college ministry. Honestly, like putting faith into action and not waiting till I was ready to do things, but like genuinely just making mistakes, but then not on purpose,
Yeah,
trying
yeah, yeah.
hard,
You're
but like,
learning. Yeah,
but searching for opportunities and being obedient and being given opportunities that I had no right to be given,
yeah,
where just time after time after time and slowly day after day, God was showing me, hey, your faith is in your feet just as much as it's in your mind. Like
Yeah.
it's what you do just as much as what you know.
Yeah.
Probably more of what you do than what you know.
Yeah.
Um, and so like it was just a great catalyst for growth. And then I jumped out of the college ministry into the church. So I was an intern there for a couple of years. It was a really weird experience, both good and bad. A
Yeah.
lot of like, what are we going to be doing?
We'll
We
figure
don't
it
know.
out.
We're going to figure it out as we go. And I don't know that we ever figured it out, but
yeah.
we did. But
Yeah.
through a lot of, of the same
Yeah.
mistakes and being given opportunities that I probably shouldn't have been given.
Yeah.
I was made a deacon of our church at like 22. I was the Oh
wow.
no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Wow.
I was a deacon of our hospitality ministry and should not have been.
Yeah.
But I don't blame.
Was it just like
the church?
like the
Yeah,
need?
there was just a need.
Yeah, yeah.
And it
You have a
seemed
willing
like
heart. Yeah.
yeah, it seemed like I was a fit. I was not a fit.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I don't know. I don't think I was in that for very long.
Yeah, yeah.
And then somebody, came in to the rescue and poof.
They're like, hold on, guys. We need to go about this in a biblical way, real quick.
But it was
That's really
it was
funny.
it was really good
Okay.
to learn those things. And then after that, jumped into the professional world. After I graduated high school, no, after I graduated college, I went to Covenant Seminary for a semester. I was doing the counseling program.
Wow.
Look at that.
He's going to
Full
counseling
circle.
again now, starting now.
I start in 6 days.
Yeah,
5
yeah,
days.
Yeah.
Yeah. So was doing that program and was really excited about it, but it was expensive, and so I was doing just a section at a time.
Okay.
And also just like not 100% sure that it was what God was calling me to do.
Yeah.
I was dating a girl, and man, that was at first it was really great, and then it was just like this weird mess that ended in her deciding like, hey, like your story is not for me, and and I don't fault her or anything
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
it was
yeah.
just she just said she decided no,
Yeah,
and that's fine.
Yeah. It didn't work out.
Better than before marriage
Yeah,
than
yeah,
after,
yeah,
and
sure.
not being able to get out, right? So so I went in through this like huge identity crisis
Yeah.
at that point, and just was wrestling with like, well, who am I, and
Yeah.
who am I supposed to be, and is marriage going to be for me because I want it to be, but man, maybe it's just not in the cards.
Yeah.
And then just what is my role in the church? What am I going to do for work?
Yeah.
All these things that were just like rumbling.
And how old were you at that point in time?
24.
Okay. I was gonna say yeah, because I feel like a lot of guys that age,
Mhm.
I mean even younger too, like when you become a young adult, you just don't. A lot of the time you're just not sure what you're supposed to be doing, and so you go through this crisis. I know I went through that. I mean, I still am going through that, where I'm like, I just had a huge job change, and I thought I was going to be in ministry forever, and I still hope to go back to it eventually. But like, I definitely felt that after leaving, I was like, what am I going to do? And now I have a plan, but in the moment, there was definitely some fear of like, God, what do you have me doing? So it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Those crucible moments are really important.
Yeah.
For people, but it's really important to do what I didn't do. And in those moments, like find community and run to the church. All that I did, I watched a lot of anime. I cried a lot.
Which one? Which anime?
I'm trying to think. Which one was it? There was one about wolves. It was really weird. And
Pokemon?
super dumb. No.
Just kidding.
Oh, what was it? It was right before I watched Attack on Titan. Um, oh, Your Lie in April. I think I watched that.
Yeah.
And it was about this girl who had a terminal illness.
Oh, I have heard of it.
And
It's a movie, right?
it's
a show?
it's a show. I think it's
Okay.
like 20 episodes. It made me cry a lot.
Really?
It was a beautiful story. It's well done.
Yeah.
But also it's like
Yeah.
not
I know. Yeah.
the best use of my time. And I also, so I did a couple things. I read the Chronicles of Narnia in that time.
Okay.
And it really actually did a lot to reshape some childlike things in me, which was really good.
Yeah.
And then, I spent a lot of time alone. It's not good. I started wrestling with pornography, I think, at that point again.
Okay.
That was part of my past, and then it became a part of that part of my story.
Yeah.
So again, ran to a lot of like not good things.
Yeah.
And then at some point, God just, I don't even know if it was a moment or again, he just like gently, graciously brought me through that season and was like, hey, I still love you.
Yeah.
Quit being an idiot.
Yeah.
Like delight in me.
Yeah.
As I'm delighting in you. You know what it was? There were people who began to like reach out and come out of the woodwork. Not that they were hiding, right? It felt like they were coming out of the woodwork, but again, they were probably just like screaming, knocking at the window before, and I heard them. And I got closer to my roommates at that point, and then my roommate started dating this girl who had a sister who's now my wife, which is funny.
Let's go.
But you know, because I got close to him and a little bit his, you know, now wife, at that time, like I think it paved the way for God to say, hey, this person you've known for a few years, like actually prepared her for you.
Yeah.
Or I've been preparing you for her. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe that's the better way of saying it.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't remember what your question was.
You know, it's okay. That's why we're here. This all matters. Yes. So you get married. So you're growing consistently when you walk with the Lord, having some ups and having some downs, and then you meet your wife. You guys get married, obviously, because you're married right now.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, and so let's just say from the time that you get married, you're still attending that church that you started with. Okay.
Yeah, I only left that church for like 3 months.
Okay.
When I met a really good friend.
Yeah.
Who was just going to this other church, and I felt like my community had dropped off for a season, and I was like, you know what, maybe I'll just go over here.
Yeah.
And it was fine, and it was good, and like we got close and grew together, and there were some really cool things that God did, and then that church just had this theology. Here's the funny
Catholic
thing.
again?
No.
Just kidding.
It was kind of a cool story. It was a Church of Christ, but they were like moving away from the Church of Christ because they no longer believed that the lead pastor had no longer believed that you had to get baptized to be saved.
Oh,
so they were like, they were moving in the right direction. But then also I went to this Bible study that everybody was super excited about that talked all about like end times and prophecy and all these things. And I was just like, I don't care.
You're like, I just need to know how to read my Bible.
Yeah. So I know some people will get really upset about that, but for me,
this is where you were at the time.
Yeah. For me, it was just one of those things. It was like, I feel like this, like 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours every week is just about me growing my brain.
Yeah.
And it is moving me away from loving people and caring for people and sharing the gospel for people.
Yeah.
Is not doing anything to further that. And I already don't feel equipped enough.
Yeah.
And so I felt like it was just the wrong direction.
Yeah.
And again, nothing against those people.
Yeah.
Like I just
you need theology.
felt like I was wasting my time.
But yeah.
And so came back to the church that we were that I was at before that I got saved in, and then Yeah. You asked the question.
Yeah. That's okay.
Sorry,
you forgot again, but that's okay. That's why it's episode 0.
You're welcome.
No, so you go back to the church.
When
did I know that? So our pastor, he he had already had in mind that he was going to plant a church back in like 2013, I think.
Oh yeah.
But at this point in time, this is later down the road.
Mm-hmm.
When did like it become announced that like, hey, our pastor's going, he's moving to a different state to plant a church. Who wants to go with him, or what did that process look like?
It
And
was
when did you
still
decide?
even a few years after
Okay.
this.
Yeah.
So him and I began to get close because of that internship that I was a part of.
Yeah.
I worked underneath him.
Yeah.
He was my boss,
Yeah.
and it was
He's now your boss again.
Yeah, he was my boss. And it was a great learning experience for the both of us. But in that season, like I learned, wow, I love doing ministry with this guy. We're not polar opposites, but
You were very different.
we're not the same.
Yeah.
But I enjoy the way
Yeah.
that he challenges me, and I feel like God uses him to sharpen
Yeah.
me
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
And I hope the same. you
Yeah.
know?
Oh yeah.
And yeah, it was funny because I kind of had an opportunity to live with him and his wife, or him and his family for about 6 months before I got married.
Yeah.
And so I spent a lot of time with them, getting to know them, like, I don't know, falling in love with the family. Because it was just, they were like my family. This is awesome.
Yeah.
And so at that point in my mind, I was like, I don't know where they're going. I don't know when, but I'm probably going to go.
Yeah, I'm going. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. And you were married at that time.
And
right?
I was not married at that
Oh,
time.
okay.
So that was the 6 months prior ish.
Okay.
And then I, moved out. They were having their second kiddo.
Yeah.
And they were like, hey, we don't need a roommate right now. That's fair. So I moved out after, and then got engaged, and then got married like a few months later to my wife.
Yeah.
But still hung out with him and figured all those things out. That was about 2017.
Okay.
I got married in 2017. That was not about that. There's a date in time that I no. Yeah. So, we're still doing like ministry and stuff together. And then about 2020, I think it's finally decided, hey, it's going to happen here.
Yeah.
Soon.
Yeah.
Probably somewhere. We just don't know where.
Yeah.
And that was about all the info we had.
Yeah.
That wasn't totally it. That's not true. It was a little bit before that. 2019, I think, was the decision-making year.
Yeah.
And then 2020 was the year of like, oh, let's go. Like we're gonna take the trip, and we'll probably like 2020, 2021, we'll be there.
Yeah.
COVID
happened. Yeah. COVID destroyed everything. Yeah.
And also my wife and I had like the start of like, some of our miscarriages and things right around this time. So my timeline's off a little bit, I think, but we were all processing a lot of things. Lead pastor was processing where and when, for sure.
Yeah.
And then we were processing what. Because at that point it was just like, wow, our lives are not what we expected. Yeah. And we are we are facing a lot of different things that we did not ever expect or hope to face.
Yeah.
And so after a few years of mulling through that, I think 2019 to 2022, when we officially moved, it was probably June of 2021 where we made the decision finally of we're going to go.
Okay.
We don't know when.
Yeah.
But everybody else is going to go at the beginning of 2022.
Yeah.
So we're probably going to go then. And then we got pregnant, and then it was like, okay, well, we'll wait. Yeah. We'll wait just a little bit. So June of 2022 is when we finally got out here.
Yeah.
June
2022. Okay. So back up a little bit. So there was a moment when we have a mutual friend, and he'll be on this podcast one day. I had connected with him, and he said, hey, the church that we go to that's sending us off to go to Arizona. So you guys are moving from Illinois to Arizona to plant this church.
Yep.
The church is doing a send-off. Can you hop on Teams or whatever we use to just watch the live stream and just pray over everyone and all that good stuff? And I'm like, absolutely. So I'd only known our friend for maybe a month. I don't even know if it was that much time, to be honest with you. But I was newer believer, so I was like, dude, absolutely, I want to do this. So I pop on this live stream, and I see this 2-story church, not a 2-story church, but it's like an auditorium with a second level. And I just see all these people like getting ready for service, and then I see all these people getting on stage. And were you on stage there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So our pastor is like talking in front of everybody, and he's like, "Hey, we're gonna, we're moving to Arizona. We met this guy named Brice already. He's gonna join and whatever." And so we pray, and that's good. Well, a year later, I see a photo of you guys because we had some event for our church. Maybe it wasn't a year later, but it was the first like big event that we had for our church. And I see a photo of everybody on the stage at this church for this going away send off, and I see the screen on the stage, and I see my head, and it's huge, and everybody can see it because everybody could see me, and I didn't know, and I felt bad because I think I probably just woken up like 10 minutes before that, but I just remember never knowing that, and I was like, gosh, why did they not say anything? But it was still such a cool moment to be a part of, to see you guys, not even knowing you, seeing that you were willing to move across country to plant a church. So you move out here. I remember I met you or not when you moved out here. Oh yeah, I did. We talked about that already.
We literally talked about that.
That same week, it's just you because your family hadn't come out yet, and so we get you guys moved in. You moved into a house that you had never seen before, and it was destroyed.
You saw it before I saw it. Oh yeah, it was a mess.
Yeah.
And then I remember burning myself on the top of the U-Haul or whatever because
it's
Arizona, super hot.
Super hot, yeah. But and then you didn't start working in ministry until later.
No, yeah. I actually had like some time off from my job because they gave me 3 months of paternity leave that I could take whenever in the first year.
Yeah.
And so our design was, okay, we're going to move out there and I'm going to take 2 months to like get used to it and figure it out. And I'll like go in the office like once or twice or whatever and meet people and then like just like do life.
Yeah.
And all 2 months was spent like working with Flatiron as a volunteer, like so much.
Yeah. Getting the church ready. Yeah.
But it wasn't, it was a few weeks. Actually it was like 2 weeks after I got here.
Yeah.
And like 2 days after my wife got here that I was like, maybe we should think about actually joining
ministry,
like in ministry for the church because that's why we moved out here.
Yeah. But at that time, you were our pastor wanted you to consider becoming kids director,
family director.
Yeah. So family director is what you're considering. Is that what you wanted to do? Just at face value, like.
At face value.
He walks up to you and he's like, "Hey, like, we're gonna have a kids program. Do you want to be family director?"
Yeah.
No.
The only decision-making lens I had at that time was, how do I help?
Yeah.
Help. And there was, there was processing through. I think what now we have a better idea of what those things look like, of calling, chemistry, like commitment, capability, whatever the other C's are.
Yeah. I don't think any of those were right, but call whatever. What?
Okay. No, so I didn't have those words, and I didn't really like have a good lens for decision making in these ways, but I just it felt like something that we would do.
Yeah.
And we went ahead and started raising support. My wife was kind of secretly like, it's probably not going to happen. It's going to be fine. We're just never going to get there.
Yeah.
And
so you come to a decision. We're going to do this. And you start raising like money support.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. And financial support.
Yeah.
Prayer support.
Yeah.
Like we wanted to build a team. So the church didn't exist. And so it obviously cannot fund itself.
Yeah.
But the 2 staff members that were already here for the church did this same thing. And they set up a really good like framework for it and all that stuff. But essentially we were being missionaries here.
Yeah.
And so the idea was to raise up a team of both like a prayer team and a financial team. And some of those would overlap, of people who would be a part of God's mission here through us.
Yeah.
And it was really beautiful because while there was no way it ever could have happened, it happened.
Yeah.
And It took a while. I
Yeah.
think for us, it took about 9 months,
Okay.
I want to say.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah.
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 I was raised in support the same time as you. It took
Yeah.
me 6,
Yeah.
but it felt long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and a lot of my support phone calls and things, like, because,
Oh,
again,
yeah,
we
you're
had just
working.
moved.
Yeah.
We moved from Illinois, where we knew people,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
Arizona, where we didn't.
Yeah.
And so it was like, okay, well, my only connections are back there, so
Yeah.
I've got to do phone calls.
Yeah.
And I was working,
Yeah.
a 9 to 5, and so my phone calls were all on the 101 or the 202 or the 60 on the way
Yeah.
home
Yeah.
from work, where I was nearly dying every day, and the Lord preserved my life
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I'm not an amazing driver,
Yeah.
and nobody in Arizona is an amazing driver. So
that's true.
um, it
Yeah.
was just a lot of like,
Yeah.
hey, here's what's going on.
Yeah.
I guess, what do people do now? This
Yeah.
is the phone.
That's right.
Anyway, yeah. So, but a lot of like rejection from there.
Mhm.
But honestly, like, it didn't feel like rejection.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
people wanted to be a part of it,
Yeah.
but they were also like, I just can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it was really
Yeah.
cool because there was not anybody for me that was like, that's stupid.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was one family who was like, are they gonna have enough work for you? Which is really funny in hindsight.
Yeah. Looking back on that now, and we thought we were busy. We thought we were busy back then, and now.
Oh my goodness, no. Yeah, it's just so funny.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
funny thinking back on that.
Yeah. So you eventually raise the support. We start work at the same time.
Yeah, April 1st.
Yeah, April 1st, 2023. We start the same day. We have our first meeting.
Oh my
You guys didn't know this until later, but initially I've been a believer I became a Christian in 2020.
Mhm.
Okay. So I'd only been a Christian not even for 3 full years, and I'm on ministry. Probably not the best idea, but similar to you, I was just like, God, this is an opportunity that came, and I think this is what you want me to do. Because I raised support, asked people, God provided.
Yep.
The first meeting, I go in there, and I think that the first thing we're going to do is just open the Bible and ask God what we're doing that day. And I think one of the first, I know we prayed, but the first thing we talked about was like finances or something. And I was like, what the heck are we doing? Do we just care about money? And it sounds so dumb, but I genuinely felt that way. It was like I thought we were just gonna like go out and like evangelize or something. I don't know. Like, what are we supposed to be doing? So, but no, we start working at the same time, and we're getting in the groove of things because our pastor and our mutual friend, they had been working together for a while at that point. Probably, I don't know how long, but for a while, consistently.
They had worked together in Illinois before.
Yeah.
So they had already had like the business relationship,
Yeah.
church ministry relationship.
Yeah.
And then they'd probably been, working together
Yeah.
for a year and a half
Yeah.
at that point
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
on the church.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we come in and then we start working. I'm just an intern, so I'm learning a lot of things. You start doing the family director. Well, I think you are going into a family director role, but I think we're all
Yeah.
just learning what we're supposed to be doing
yeah.
because none of us really know.
Well,
how
at
this is
that
going.
point, so we had services
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
a few months.
Yeah.
And the kids program started with me. So
Yeah.
like I was already, like, as a volunteer, was doing all those things.
Yeah.
Had no idea
Yeah.
what I was doing
Yeah.
and all those things.
But you were doing
But
great.
like, here's the thing, debatable. But our lead pastor, our other staff guy, and honestly the church that we were partnered with did
Yeah.
a really great job at like, hey, we want to help.
Yeah.
Resource you with people, with questions, whatever.
Yeah.
I just didn't know what questions to ask.
Yeah. I
And
know.
it was just like,
that was hard because it was like you just gotta ask questions, and you're like, well, first of all, I don't know what I'm doing, so what questions am I supposed to be asking?
Yeah.
How do you make sure kids don't die? I don't know. Like that's
you know,
probably how
the funny thing is, I don't think I asked that question, and I probably should have. Nobody died.
But that's good. So you start working in ministry.
Mhm.
I know that while we didn't know what it was going to look like at least in the beginning, like we're kind of just taking in day by day. Let's fast forward to our second school that we're at. So we started in a elementary school, and we were meeting in the evenings at Catherine Barney is what it was called. And then we moved to another elementary school called Jack Barnes Elementary. And at that point we had 200 people coming.
So we went from 20 people to start to 80 people from that school to the second school.
Yep.
And then from 80 to like almost 200
Yeah.
from the second school to the third school. And then we had an event.
Yeah, and it blew up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're a small church. Like we are inside of a auditorium at a school.
Yeah,
like
the
we're
cafegimatorium.
yeah, and we're setting up chairs. We're putting up pipe and drape. We got classrooms for the kids area and all that stuff, and everybody's just figuring it out.
Yeah.
From that point in time, while it wasn't still like figuring out day to day what you were doing, like what were you doing during the week as a kids director or a family director?
Yeah. Gosh, I have not thought about this in a while. So back in 2023, right?
Yeah. This would have been,
or this would have been right before.
This would have been. I thought this was like March of 24.
Yeah.
Or is that later?
Too late. No, because in 2023, we opened at Combs.
Oh shoot!
So we were doing all this as volunteers.
Oh yeah, dang.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I'm my timeline is way off.
It's hard.
Yeah. Okay. So
time doesn't exist.
Yeah, but but when we're in Jack Barnes.
Yeah. So up like my weeks prior to April 1st.
Yeah.
Were, working the 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And then figuring out still like how to raise support.
Yeah.
And then like, okay, I gotta train volunteers for kids ministry. I gotta do content for kids classes.
And I was helping you with that.
What content. Do we do? Yes, you were. We were trying to make sure kids weren't getting eaten by coyotes.
Oh yeah.
And how to do church at night,
that
in
was
some
rough.
of those places. So like there were just a lot of weird dynamics, but and then this whole like, how do we buy stuff to exist in a set up tear down church that you don't really understand?
Yeah.
I think our mutual friends who were staff like had a much better grasp at what was going on at that point.
Yeah.
But what it felt like to me was like, hey, we're ordering a bunch of stuff in like 2 days. Can you like sign off on what you want? And I was like, yep.
Yeah. And this is at the second school that we were at.
So that's second school. And then we like moved and had to use all that stuff
for
the third school. And it just didn't
work.
We
quick kind of history. So we started elementary school. We're in the evening. We get bigger and we moved to a different school and we're doing it during the evening still.
Yeah.
Still in the evening.
Until Easter.
Yeah, until Easter. Then Easter comes and we move to the morning. And so we're around close to 300 people in the morning at the school. Then we go to a high school because they had a performing arts building that had seats and a stage and all that. And it was great. And then over time, we just we tried to get a contract with the school and it just didn't work out. And so we wanted to be in a place that we knew that we were always going to have, at least for the entire year, and then talk about doing a contract later. But we just need somewhere that was more stable. And so we went to the school that we're in now, which we've been in for 2 years. This is the start of our third.
We've been here for 2.5.
2.5 years.
Ish.
Yeah. Dang. Yeah. And so that's where we're at now. Yeah. So
yeah, it was funny. Like Alyssa and I had the executive pastor and his wife over of the church that was meeting in the school that we're in now.
Yeah.
For dinner. And like kind of randomly, he was just like, "Oh yeah, somebody just gave us like 5 acres of land in the building," and we were like, "What?
Yeah,
That's amazing!"
Yeah,
so he was like, "Hey, we're gonna be out of the school,
Yeah.
Do you guys want it?" And I was like, "No, we don't.
Yeah,
There's no way."
Yeah.
But like, I'll let him know,
Yeah.
Not thinking that it was already on his mind.
Yeah.
I was like, "Man, I hope so." And the Lord just had ordained all those things.
We moved in, and it was it's great and it's good.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
Yeah. I don't know if we will answer the question, but that's fine. So,
sorry.
here's the biggest thing as far as it goes to ministry.
Mm-hmm.
You've been in ministry for just not just with Flatiron, but in general. For how long?
I guess you're talking like volunteer opportunities.
Yeah, you can. It can be anything. I guess no. Let's go back. Let's say vocational ministry.
Vocational ministry. Yeah. I have been in vocational ministry a total of 5 years.
Okay. So you've been in vocational ministry for 5 years plus. If somebody's wanting to get into vocational ministry, what are the things that they need to consider before going in? If you can give me your top three, because I know there's a lot, but just give me top three.
Off the fly.
Off the fly.
We got it. No. I think one of the most important things to really process through, so probably number one, right, is your why. Because if you want to do it because it sounds awesome and fun, it's going to well, here's the thing, like there's a difference between like, oh yeah, that sounds awesome, and like that sounds so awesome, I'm going to dedicate my life to that, right. There's and that's that calling.
It's different from being like excited in the moment to like this is where I'm like, this is what God's called me to do.
And here's the great thing is God can use both of those things. He did for me, right. And when are you releasing this? I don't know. I don't know that. I do not have that same why now. That I did then 3 years ago. I don't have that same like. Oh yeah, it sounds awesome. It's like, okay, I am here. Because the Lord wants me here. And I know that. And our hands are open. Whatever is next is next. Because knowing your why will help you for when it gets hard. Because it'll get hard. Just like anything.
Just
like anything. Marriage gets hard, right? And it's like, why are you still married? Well, I love my wife. I promise. And the Lord says.
He says,
So I think the why is probably the most important. And then I would assess, I think, if you're thinking about getting into vocational ministry.
This is your second point.
This is point number 2.
Okay. 1.1.
1.1. 0.01. No, genuinely, like, if you are not at a spot where you are happy with your rhythms of faith, your disciplines of grace, and your delight in Jesus, don't do it.
Okay.
Yet. And that's just my opinion. But it is not going to get any easier to do those things. It is not going to get any easier to change those things when you're in ministry. And the enemy knows that. And so you've got like 2 directions. One, he's going to make it harder as you learn, or he's going to make it easy. And you don't learn how to change those things and do those things. And you're going to start doing ministry in your own strength. You get like, it's almost like, so since leaving ministry, I know looking back now, there's times where I felt like because I'm doing ministry, my relationship with God is good. And like it's in the moment, I may not have said it like that, but I definitely felt that way in the moment. And so like, even though maybe my time with God hasn't been good that week or I don't know, it would go up and down depending on what the needs for ministry were. And I'm not saying that that's the ministry's fault. It's just like, this was the time of season that I was in. And so all my time was being put towards ministry. And so I was like, me and God are good because I'm doing the ministry. Like that's what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, right. And yes, you are, but like not in replacement of a daily walk with Jesus and actually having a relationship with him. Ministry doesn't take place of that. So absolutely. So I would say that it has to be, if not number 2, number 1. So maybe all of these are the same tier.
They can be equal.
And I would say the like 3 or whatever would be, what are the people around you saying? When you talk about that opportunity.
Importance of counsel.
The importance of good counsel. So like, it's not just the comfy people who are like your bestie and they're like, oh yeah, you can totally rock that. Yeah, you're gonna be amazing. It's like the people who you could say like, do I stink? And they'll say, take a shower. Or like, hey, you got something in your teeth. Or like, hey, don't wear that. Like, that's a weird.
That's a good friend.
Or whatever. That's a good. So you need like not only good friends, but good friends who do those first 2 things, like understand calling and understand like a good relationship with the Lord. Who are speaking in and saying that they affirm this in you. Or that, hey, genuinely, honestly, they don't. Or if they're just like, hey, I don't know, let's pray through it together and see where we land, right? I think those would probably be the 3 things.
I agree. I would add one more. I think
Okay, fine.
no. I'm just saying this is my
Okay.
personal.
This is your three?
This is my
What are, yeah,
no,
what,
no,
what are
not
your
three.
three?
I'll give you one. It's like I think the biggest thing is our pastor would say, like, as you go up in leadership, you go up in sacrifice.
Yeah.
So you need to recognize that ministry is like sacrificial.
Yeah.
You need to be willing to sacrifice. And like that's what Jesus calls us to do. We do that in marriage, we do it with each other. But like I think in ministry there were just moments when I just was so tired and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. But I did, because I was like, this is what I said I was going to do. I've committed to doing this and I want to help people know Jesus better. And so, I'm not saying every single day I felt that way, but looking back on it now, had I known how much, it was going to cost, like how much I was going to have to sacrifice, like I would have prepared differently. Like I wouldn't have excused like the times that I was doing ministry instead of spending time with God, because it was a lot. In moments it felt like a lot, and so it was all good. All things I've learned, it was helpful. But just know that ministry it's sacrifice. So sacrifice for people around you, sacrifice for your family, sacrifice for yourself. Like it's all of that. So yeah.
Yeah, that comes from Matthew 28, right?
Mhm.
The Great Commission.
Yeah.
Like, help me out.
They're
It's
going
leading
to
Go therefore
yeah.
and
Baptize. Listen, it's something like that.
It must
no,
be
I'm just
late.
kidding.
Go therefore and make disciples of
All
all
nations.
nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit,
Yeah.
teaching them to obey all that I command you. Right?
Yeah.
And behold, I'm with you always till the end of the
Yeah.
age. Like, but so there's a piece of that where the distinction would be like faith and ministry for everyone is obedience.
Yeah.
Requires obedience.
Yeah.
But leadership requires sacrifice.
Yeah.
So I think that distinction is important for people. Like, everyone is required to obey.
Yeah.
But leadership is not required for everybody.
Yes.
And it shouldn't be. And it can't be.
Yeah.
And it's not, Now I guess that, semantics get into that. Like, what does leadership mean? Yes, in the home, like the husband should lead the wife, and
Yeah.
right, like those things are commanded. But like ministry leadership, like church leadership, those kind of things, those are a calling, and
Yeah.
those do require more and more sacrifice.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay. I have one more question, but real quick, just to like kind of ease the seriousness of the podcast. I have 10 quick questions.
Oh.
You got to think on the spot.
I'm so
all of a sudden I just thought of this because I thought it would be fun. So,
Okay.
You can only listen to one artist the rest of your life. Who is it?
Ben Rector.
Okay. What's a food that everyone loves that you simply do not trust?
Oh, spaghetti. It's not
Okay.
real. But
You're at a restaurant and the food is bad. Do you tell the waiter the truth or smile and say, "That's great"?
Oh, I tell them.
Okay, good. Yeah. What's a movie everyone said was amazing that you watched and felt nothing? You hate movies, so this is easy for you.
Star Wars.
Whoa, which one?
I started with 4. Anyway, rapid.
Okay, well,
Sorry.
that's sad.
Sorry.
Okay, if your if your energy right now was a weather forecast, what are we looking at?
Cloudy.
Cloudy with a hint of sunshine.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm in a great mood.
that's a
I
weird
just
question.
can't think of clear.
Yeah, you get one superpower, but it's completely useless. What do you pick?
Lifting heavy things.
That's
What?
not useless.
I don't know. What's a useless superpower?
I don't know. Growing super long fingernails.
Oh.
I don't know.
Who do I pick? Smelling everything.
Okay, there you go. What's something you are tragically embarrassingly bad at?
Oh, ping pong.
Ping pong. Yeah, that's not even fun anyways. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah. Amen. What's an app on your phone that you use way too much?
Ooh, Facebook Marketplace.
Oh, yes. Guys, if you need tips on how to win at the Facebook Marketplace, the Facebook Marketplace, call Eric Krebs because he knows. Eric Daniel Krebs. You have to wear one outfit for the rest of your life. What are you showing up in every single day? I'm going to answer this as well. Go ahead.
Okay. I guess jeans and a
Jeans,
t-shirt.
t-shirt, great. Hat, no hat. Would you
Probably not a hat.
not a hat? Are
Yeah.
you sure?
Why? Because
For
I'm
those who are
balding.
listening, yeah, I'm just kidding. Being bald is okay.
Yeah.
If anyone tells you anything different, don't listen to them.
Yeah, we'll call
Here's what I would
flares on
wear.
you.
I would wear a 3/4, so
The
right
three-quarters
past
are nice.
3/4 Henley.
You have thought about this before.
Yeah, because
It's
there's
not
some
fair.
so there's some guys who like wear Henleys, and I'm
Oh, I
like, I
like,
wish,
yeah, I like
yeah,
Henleys.
3/4 Henley with either jeans or like a nice pair of chinos, and then Vans.
Mm.
I wear that every day because Vans are great. Okay.
I actually don't like Vans. They don't support me.
Really? Yeah, they're
Arches.
like flat feet. Yeah. Okay. Last question. Who is Jesus to you? Actually, last two questions.
Oh,
Who is Jesus to you? And hopefully, there's someone listening that does not know Jesus. If they are thinking about like inquiring of who Jesus is, what would you tell them to do? So, who is Jesus to you? Or who is Jesus right now to you?
Yeah.
And then what would you tell someone who's inquiring of who Jesus is what to do?
I would say right now, because of what I've read recently, like the thing that has been the most impactful is thinking through Isaiah 61 as like, oh, like that's who Jesus is. Like he is the one who like comforts the sorrowful and releases the captives and mends the broken and then turns them, into objects of strength.
Yeah.
And so I don't know how to like capture that in a short phrase. I guess Jesus is he who reshapes what is dead into life.
No, that's good. I mean, that's sweet.
But like vibrant life, not just like life.
Yeah. He is life. Yeah.
And then if someone is listening and they don't know Jesus and they're curious about him, then I think what I would encourage the most is probably to think about, if you had an opportunity to know someone who delighted so deeply in you that they sing over you, that they rejoice over you, that they are glad to lay their life down for you in spite of what they would need to do to experience that.
Yeah.
And they did. Is it not worth genuinely searching that out? I would just at least consider that question, because if you come to the conclusion that no, it's not worth genuinely seeking that out, then I think that your eyes are probably just closed, and that's okay.
Yeah. What hope is there?
But
in this world.
But if you genuinely are thinking that there is no hope, like as someone who was there, right? Like, there is so much hope. Yeah. And there is so much power in Jesus. Yeah. But it's not just this intangible power that, existed in history at one time and, now he's up in heaven. It's like, no. He's genuinely here to take the death and darkness that might be your life and shape it and give it life and purpose and strength. Anyway.
Yeah. No, that's great, dude. Yeah. I hopefully there is someone that doesn't know the Lord that's listening to this. I don't know. I'm gonna post this eventually, but if feel free to comment or I don't know if you can message on YouTube, but just if you have questions, just put it down in the comment below, because the video should be on YouTube. So other than that, thank you so much for coming on this podcast. I know it's 11:30 in the evening where we're at right now, so Um,
I gotta wake up so early.
yeah, but no, thank you. And we'll have more episodes in the future. Thank you. This is the Process Podcast. So we'll see you later.
This is the process.